Hey guys, I'm Mark McKillier with liveanabolic.com, and today I want to answer the question, should you lift weights after the age of 50? All right, you get one guess. I'm 57 years old. Guess what? Yes. Not only yes, hell yes. Guys, it is actually more important to lift weights as we get older, after the age of 50, after 60, after 70. I don't care how old you are. It is critical that you lift weights, do some kind of resistance training, okay? Matter of fact, even if you've never done it before, okay? Even if you've kind of been unathletic or a couch potato for 20, 30, 40 years, okay? It's not too late to start. I swear, you have got to trust me on this, guys. You will thank me, okay? Guys, it's more important as we age to weight train for a lot of different reasons, but let me just kind of go through some of them real quick for you. First of all, when you're young, it was easy, all right, to be ripped and muscular, for those of you guys that actually did go to the gym, all right? And why is that? Well, guess what? Your body produces tons of testosterone when you're young, and everything just works better, right? So with more testosterone means we put on more muscle mass. It also makes our bodies more efficient at metabolizing fat. So when you have more testosterone, you just are inherently less fat. It's cruel, but it's just life. That's just the way it is. So tons of, folklore out there, wives' tales about how, we're getting older, our bones are getting brittle, our joints aren't as good. You're going to hurt yourself if you start lifting weights when you're 50 or 60 or 70. All right, I've heard all that, okay? That is old school way of thinking, okay? There are tons of studies, trust me guys, I mean hundreds of studies that go into the importance of lifting weights as we age, okay? So let me just go through a few of the basics, okay? You've probably heard some of these before, but I just want to reinforce why it's so important to lift weights as we get older. Well, first of all, when you're resistance trains, you put on more muscle. I mean, look at me. So the reason it's fun, okay, it not just looks good, okay, it is also real beneficial for you. Guess what? More muscle means you burn more calories. And most of us, me included, okay, we're all concerned about burning calories because guess what? We tend to put on fat as we get older, all right? So the more muscle we have, the more calories we burn, the more fat we burn off. It's a win-win-win, okay? Another thing is, guys, people don't realize this, but when you build muscle, you actually make your bones denser and stronger, okay? How many of you guys are sitting around, you're listening to your parents and your grandparents and their friends that fall or trip and then break their hip, or break their arm or their leg or something like that. I mean, they're not falling off a 2-story building, okay? They're just falling on the ground. I mean, how far is that? From here to here? I mean, 2-3 feet, okay? And then they break their bones. Well, why is that? It's because the older generation just didn't exercise and weight train. It's more of a recent phenomenon. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Pumping Iron? Well, that was 1977, I believe, okay? And so back then, in the late 70s, weightlifting was almost unheard of. There were no gyms, okay? When I first started training was in 1982, okay? Here in Austin, Texas. I was 20 years old, and guess what? One gym in the entire city, okay? So this is something, weight training is something that people basically my age and younger are doing. There are a lot of people older than me, people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, just weightlifting just wasn't part of their life as they were growing up. And so guess what? They are scared to start. And I'm telling you guys, it's not too late. You really can. You just need to have a plan to follow. And I'm going to plug something here. I created a workout program called Fit After 50. It's a great way for you guys out there who are not familiar with the gym. You want to work out at home. You don't know where to start. It's really cool. 3-phase, 3-month program. All right. So in addition to to stronger bones, which means we're less likely to break our hips and our arms and our legs when we fall and trip as we get older, because it's all going to happen. All right. I don't want to go to the hospital just because I tripped over a crack in the sidewalk when I was 75 years old. All right. Another thing is, guess what? It helps you balance in your coordination when you lift weights. All right. Now, why is that? Well, guess what? You have that mind-muscle coordination. Okay. I don't care what you're doing, whether it's leg weights or, you're working on your arms, your chest, your back. You're always having to concentrate on moving a heavy weight against the resistance, of your muscles. Okay. And there's coordination and balance that's involved there. So if you're more coordinated and get better balance and you have stronger bones, guess what? We're not going to slip and fall and break our hips, okay, as we get older. All right. Another thing is exercise, specifically weight training, leads to better sleep. I shot a video about this recently. And guess what? Better sleep means what? We produce more testosterone, okay, because testosterone is mostly produced at night when we're sleeping. And if we have crappy sleep, guess what? Our body is unable to produce as much testosterone as it otherwise would with great sleep, all right? Another thing is when you have a lot of good sleep, guess what? You rest and you recover. Your muscles recover and recuperate and rebuild much better. Because when we're weight training, when we're lifting weights, we're actually damaging the muscle fibers. We're creating millions and millions of little tiny microscopic tears in our muscle fibers. And then at night, when we're resting, your body repairs those tears. And it slightly overcompensates. So that, time after time after time, your muscles actually get better and stronger and bigger because of that tiny overcompensation when it repairs those tears, okay? I mentioned higher testosterone levels, okay, when you're lifting weights. A lot of stress on your body, and that's what we're doing. We're putting stress when we're lifting weights, especially compound exercises, when we're using multiple muscle groups at the same time to lift a heavy weight. It actually sends signals to your brain, and it says, damn, I need to ramp up my production of testosterone because my muscles are going to need that testosterone tonight when I'm resting and sleeping and recovering. So your body uses testosterone to help rebuild and repair those damaged muscle fibers. Another thing is lifting weights, and weight training as we get older actually reduces the sign of aging at the cellular level. I mean, we're talking about, microscopic level here. So another great benefit. Range of motion and flexibility. It's an old wives' tale. You've seen those big, giant bodybuilders. I mean, those crazy guys on steroids. They're huge, and everybody says, oh, those guys, they're inflexible because their muscles are so big. They can't. Bullshit. Those giant steroid monsters that look like idiots up on the stage, okay? They will do splits as part of their posing routine, okay? They are incredibly flexible. So when you're lifting weights, okay, if you're doing it properly, you're using a full range of motion. I don't care what it is, okay, whether we're doing triceps, chest, back, legs, anything, arms, you're lifting a weight through a full range of motion. Guess what? That makes us more flexible, okay? And it's just all around fantastic as far as helping your joints, okay? That's another thing, arthritis. Lifting weights is actually good for people with arthritis, and it helps reduce the onset of arthritis. And the reason is when we lift weights, okay, we're actually strengthening the ligaments and tendons around our joints. And guess what? That's what arthritis is. So if you have strong, stable joints that is caused by lifting weights, then you're going to reduce the likelihood of arthritis or actually minimize its effects if you already have it. And then finally, guys, exercise, just in general, okay, whether it's cardio or weightlifting, is key as we get older so that we can maintain our independence, okay? I don't want to have to rely on somebody taking care of me as I get older, okay? I don't want somebody to have to drive me around, come put my shoes on for me in the morning, okay? So guess what? Quality of life is largely related to being able to lift weights. And I don't mean just dumbbells. I'm talking about everyday weight. Okay, you're picking up stuff all the time, guys. You're picking up your own body weight all the time. Okay, I don't care whether you're getting out of a chair. Think about this. All right, think about some of your friends, especially your parents, grandparents. Watch them get out of a chair. It's almost comical sometimes. I remember my dad. He would make all these groaning and moaning noises. Oh God, he's getting out of that chair. Oh no. And it was funny. We would all kind of laugh about it, okay? But Dad didn't weight lift, okay? He did a little bit of jogging, okay, which is better than nothing. But guess what? He had arthritis, and it just hurt to see him just stand up and get out of a chair. All right, guys? Resistance training as we get older will dramatically minimize those problems. Matter of fact, just as a quick example before I sign off here, I've trained people all over the world, okay? Not just in person, but I've done a lot of training over the phone, over the internet, okay? People, in Australia, in Europe, in Canada, across the United States, New Zealand, India. Anyway, I've had a number of clients in their 70s, okay, that I've trained. And part of my training is not just telling you, how to exercise. It also consists a lot of nutrition, okay? But I've had several guys lose 40, 50, 70 pounds in their 70s just by weightlifting and then fixing their diet, okay? Matter of fact, one guy in particular, fantastic guy, just hilarious. I mean, you should see his before and after pictures, blow you away. He's a real cowboy. He's a real man's man. And his granddaughter is really into horseback riding and rodeos, okay? So she's out there going to all these different rodeos and she's doing the barrel races and things like that. And he's following along and he's gotten so involved in it that he has learned to calf rope. I think he's 74 now, okay? So he's actually on a horse chasing calves with a rope, lassos them, jumps off the horse, runs over the calf, picks it up, throws it down, and ties his feet together. This guy's in his 70s, okay? So I love the guy. He's fantastic. Anyway, guys, the answer to the question is not just yes, it's okay to lift weights after 50. It's hell yes. You better lift weights as you get older. There's tons of benefits, and if you don't, there's a lot of downside. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. Be sure to share it with your friends, like it, and then finally, you got to subscribe to the channel. Because if you do, you won't miss out on tons more videos. I constantly am creating new content, coming up with new ideas, and feeding you guys some fantastic information to stay healthy as you get older. And then, of course, finally, guys, you always have to stick with it and never give up on yourself.